Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. And just a second, bada bing, bada boom, we go into the ATOS footprint charts. Currently 4,000 on the positive for the session delta for buyers, and starting to come into the value area high at 847 after a nice hour of basically idiot boxing on this pre-market open. We had I missed this. I was driving back from Osaka. I'll tell you about it later. But we basically came back into the open, came back down here into the hour, put in a lower low in ABC, and then surged back up here, came back below. There's just in time for the hourly. A lot of wick whacking here. Kind of messy price action, kind of sideways action if you ask me. Hopefully you guys found a trade or two in that. We're going to let it go for now and just go into where some draw could be from this drop down from Tuesday, October 3rd. This nice move to the downside from October 3rd did present a fair value gap up in this region at 948, which, if this impulse retrace serves me, this 236 level, after we meet with some resistance at this 0.65, 706, 786 region, if we're starting to come up above that, we could reclaim this gap. What happens after that, I have no idea, but the levels were respecting nicely here. So let's go ahead and throw on our momentum. What is this little bit of happiness? Link is in the description for more, of course. Scroll down to features, momentummaster.info. You can see all of the components, particularly the trend clouds, stochastic array, baselines. These are some unique components to the suite. And let's go into the idea now. So going into the open, getting into the nitty gritty here, what would we have been able to glean going into the open? Let's go ahead and see. We did come back to a take profit level here pre-market, held the super trend, got a baseline cross on that 2 minute. Let's go ahead and turn this to a 4 minute time frame. Let's see if there's anything to be gleaned from that. Not particularly, but we did hold that very strong cloud to the upside, and we're still holding it. Okay, let's see. Hope you had a great day. Had low driving. Yeah, I went to Universal Studios Japan. There was this interesting zombie event, Biohazard Extreme. This was the interesting thing that I went to, where it's kind of a live action Biohazard game. It was pretty cool, and we managed to get to the second stage, actually. Basically, if you're paying attention while the zombies are attacking you, there was a passcode being displayed on a security monitor while a guy was being attacked in another room, and he was blocking 2 digits with his body while he was being attacked, but I could see 2 of the digits, and when we went into the other room, his blood splattered on the first 2 digits, which I saw on the security camera, but the ones he was blocking with his body on the camera were visible. So if I put 2 and 2 together, literally, I had the security code, and I didn't know that they would be asking for this, but I was being observant while the zombies were attacking, And then the staff member was like, does anyone know what the other two numbers are? We can't see it. And I was like, I do. And then everyone was like, what? Because there was like 10 other people in the group. And then I inputted the security code. It gave us our clearance and our vaccine. And then we went to stage 2 and fought a boss. It was pretty cool. Everyone was like, what? How did you know? I was like, gotta be observant. Anyway, sorry to distract you, but Universal Studios Japan Halloween event. Alright, so back to the charts. So coming back above on the 32nd, perhaps as we come back above the trend dots, getting some indecision wicks on the Heikin Ashi on the 4-minute as we start to burst above. What was the high impact news today? I saw a message from Rainier about that. What was that we missed? Let's see. PMI. Interesting. There was no real change from whatever catalyst it used to break out here. Okay. Back to ATOS. I already punted my past. So yesterday the Bulenox account took like a $300 hit because of like 10-second lag on Ninja Trader. We made that back and then like basically got those to the threshold for passing. So we already punted them for today, and then so they're chilling as data for ATOS to be live. And we activated some PAs on the Apex, so we have some PAs connected here. See, PA. So if we do take a trade today, it will be on those PAs, breaking their hull open for the possibility of a trade. So we're coming back above the 786 of the bearish trend-based fibs and starting to break into these resistance levels, perhaps coming back to that 236 up above at 880. Wait, is that? No, the 236 is up here at 936 and the fair value gap recovery at 948. Nice little burst from 31 to 51. Money stack. Bullish divergence. Okay. Go ahead and see what the ATOS dragged in. $5K in buy-side imbalance here as they squeeze the shorts to the upside here. 669 on that burst up to 848. Overall, on the 4-minute, I'm seeing a SBC. Would like to see it go a little bit higher, but that could have been all she wrote, actually. Massive trap ensnared there. Came back to hit 350 in sell side here. I love being able to see it live, not having to update it. So these sells entering on this new 2-minute candle are definitely shorts because they already came down and stopped out any longs. So a market maker could juxtapose the new sells to the longs that got trapped out and can use that as fuel for a bullish order block. The more you look at it, the more you understand price action. Make sure everything is on a trail stop and on MNQ. Okay. Coming back to the cloud here on the 1 minute, possibly bouncing. Let's go see what the liquidity dragged in. Overall though, just like yesterday when we were trying to find a short as we were imbalanced to the sell side, you are imbalanced to the buy side. So at some point of fatigue coming to the downside to requite this 4,000 contracts. They requited 1,000 contracts in that drop there, bringing it to 4K. It had just probably broken the precipice from 5 to 4, somewhere in that region. The sell side here on this new candle is definitely some new shorts entering. Let's see if we can take those shorts up for one last squeeze here. Christening the first trade of the night. Boom. Okay. Money bag appearing. Had previous bearish divergence that played out with the money stack onto the cloud here. Did that play out? Wait. Why did it disappear? What's going on? Why is it? Huh? What? Did it go hit my stop loss or something? I don't get it. What? I must have moved my stop loss up without hitting the take profit and then got hit there. That's unfortunate. Why did that happen? Okay. Either way. Let me just make sure it's flat. Weird. Okay. All right. And Let's try this again. Let's see. Where did it move into profit? It should have moved into profit when I hit that 22 tick thing, in which case it should have peeled out too for profit, and then the runner would have been hit. Weird. We'll watch it either way. Coming back to the cloud on the 30-second, and the 1 minute still thick here. If we can hold this for another surge up, that's what we're hoping to see for a little bit of a scalp. Took the 30 ticks right there. First trade of the night. Not sure what happened. I'm not going to count that first one that got stopped out at break even for whatever reason. Shouldn't have hit. And there we go. Whoa, easy 100 ticks. Oh my gosh, 120 ticks filled. How is that? Boom. Quick 70 bucks I ever made. Quickest 70 bucks. Okay. Bounce off the cloud complete. I am the cloud of the clan McClouds. And this is what we see again and again and again with Momentum Master, the trend cloud. Volume weighted formula which expands and thins according to the amount of volume in the asset. And it's all the way down here at the quantum level. We saw this cloud reclaimed and we just said why not. And we took it for 140 ticks. Oh, that was funny. Not bad. Christening of the account. Go ahead and throw that little in there really quick. It was within 1 minute, a 1 minute trade. Nice. Okay. Much better than yesterday, and the lag that I experienced, the frustration of the lag. And just to note, that is on 4 live accounts. The first live account trade of these. Nice. Booyah. Okay. We wet the whistle a little bit with that one, and now we'll wet the whistle with some coffee. Slow and steady wins the race, eh? Okay. And let's go see, wait. Before we jump the gun and start congratulating ourselves, let's see. We're back up at the 5K region. Like, we could get a nice entry on the short perhaps here. So these sells could be shorts entering here. We got 887 in buy side with that little surge up there. Sergio Gutierrez played well to the upside. You know what? I'm going to take it as an ABC fatigue point. No. Too quick. Let me see. Hold on. Got to reassess Momentum Master here. Still getting bull hammers on the 4 minute. We'll just not jump the gun. We already missed the, if it was still up here fatiguing, I would have. But the entry right now may or may not be the best. Don't get euphoric. Don't be FOMOing into anything. Let's just take it easy. We're getting cross down event of the 1 minute and the 30-second here. After that surge up into the buy side there, we are 5,000 imbalance to the buys here. So at some point, getting a fatigue onto the cascade to the lower time frames here. This could be your A, B, C, and now you're starting to see some retrace here. overall bullish on the 32 bar here. We're not at a pool just yet, so it'd be nicer if it was coinciding with the fair value gap zone. So we'll just keep it easy peasy and short squeezy for now. So they could use the sell side as like fuel for continuing to into that. The most we ever saw in session delta was 7,000 in the session, and that was like a straight rip to the downside, and they were inducing longs the entire time. So it was positive buy, if you can believe it or not, on the way down. So the cool thing about this is, like, everyone talks about buy side liquidity pools and sell side liquidity pools, but this is literally showing you where the buy side and the sell side are getting knocked out on either side or induced on either side. So it removes the guessing aspect, which is cool. So if you're looking to reduce that guessing aspect, then a toss is a cool little feature. There's no reason to limit to one thing per se. Don't want to muddy the waters for sure, but okay, coming back into the buy side once again. Making a lower high on the Optima as we reach into higher highs. If we break above this level here, let me go be clear what this level actually is. Give me a second here. Ah, this is a higher time frame bullish 236 level that we had from before. We're going to delete it because it was a long time ago, so too old for my liking. Keep with the times here. So coming back to this fair value gap, perhaps at 948, we're going to just mark off this region here as a POI, point of interest. That was a nice little 100 tick burst through that resistance of the trend-based fib of the bearish nature. If we can close candles above this, we could come back to requite that fair value gap. 5-minute cloud is still holding. We had a little bit of a issue there during that hour of power we were not present for, but we came back above it, did some chop. That was actually not a very good price action to be trading. I'm glad I missed it. So we will take these accounts to payout. This is my mandate with myself, my mandate of heaven. If the Chinese government can claim themselves having a mandate of heaven, my mandate of heaven is to take these accounts to payout live on the stream with each trade. Just like the christened first trade, 120 ticks in 1 minute. Using this indicator that nobody knows about nor wants anything to do with because, I don't know, they're weird. All right, so 4-minute time frame was holding these channel average and the adaptive average on this cloud here and surged up nicely. You're starting to get bull hammers, bull hammers, bull hammers. Good thing we held on entering a short here. Let's go ahead and see, putting in higher highs on the oscillator here, negating the bearish divergence in in alignment with the upside momentum here. They could just be taking the buy side for a ride here. And by buy side, I mean the shorts. And then coming back into these shorts. Ooh, we missed that. There was some sell side that entered here. This could have been shorts looking for that top. And now they're taking them up a little bit for some pain. How's everyone doing, by the way? Overall, do you expect lower on the day or higher? I expect both. How about that? Or do you mean lower lows for a higher time frame? I don't need to think that far ahead, thankfully. Sometimes I've watched different gurus like try to put higher time frame buyers into their analysis, and then it kind of like keeps them out of taking both sides. But you can scout both sides. It all depends on what type of ATM strategy you have and how frugal it is in taking profits or not. Like we just let that runner take 120 ticks right there on a surge we didn't know was going to happen. But I was satisfied just taking 30 little scalps at a time. Overall, I'm expecting this to eventually retrace back down, but when is that going to be? Is that going to be in another... We're going into lunch in 2 minutes, and the algorithm of lunch will take over, and then we have another hour of power, which we may not be up for because we have basically to an early day tomorrow. We have a bunch of events this week because in my town there's something called Kids Day, and it's more than one day, but that was why I was able to go to Universal Studios today, because my kids had off from school, and they have off from school tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, which means I gotta, since I'm a teacher, I gotta teach some kids, and we're going to the park tomorrow, and then we're going to the Ghibli park on Friday, and I'm taking my daughter there. If you don't know what Ghibli is, Ghibli Park. And this is kind of from the Ghibli movies. You can see all of the different Kikis and Mononoke Hime and all that stuff. Quite fascinating. I've been there once before. So I have a few things to get ready for, so I should probably not be on for that long. But if you're on for in 2 hours, there is another playing out then, algorithmically adjusting, since we have seen this buy side imbalance here to the tune of now 6,000 contracts. You see this session delta 6K. So there's 6,000 contracts imbalance to the buy side, which means at some point retracing into the sell side would kind of make sense. Whoops. Hopefully that makes sense to what I was saying. Alright, let's just take this for a little bit of a scalp here. Let's just see. 3. Can you give it to me quick? Can you give it to me fast and quick? That's what I want. Fast and quick, please. Fast and quick, fast and quick, fast and quick, fast and quick, fast and quick. And just lock it in, and then I'll close. If not, I'm going to close. If you're going to bounce, I'm going to close. Give it a little bit of time to breathe. Induce. Come on. Go, go, go. Fast, fast, faster, faster. Acceleration. Good. Yes. All right. And that's how you just take another 30 ticks like it's nothing. Now bringing us to 87 on the live counts. Wait, they're still open? This is why I always check. Gotta flatten it. Sometimes it's too fast. There we go. Now it's over 100. 100 for 2 trades. You could just call it even there for the day. $100 across 4 live accounts, that's $400 on the day. Not bad. For a couple minutes of live streaming. How many minutes have we been live? 20 or so. The daily volume profile pull shows we are heavy to the upside. Usually in that case, people would expect to go lower to balance out the volume. I like your solid TA. It's not just like you know. I like that it's not. It's technically based. You know, you're having a discussion with analytics. I like it. So this trend cloud here is volume based. This is the trend cloud. So when this starts to thin, you see how we get this like kiss off the cloud. We always talk about this kiss off the cloud. If it thins and we have price action hold the cloud, boom, you can surge up. And that's why we took that 100 ticks here, boom, because it surged after maintaining the cloud. Conversely, when it breaks the cloud and then it bearishly retests, then you could see acceleration to the downside. Now you're getting this flame on Optima on the 30-second as you got into the overbought status, and then that's why we took this acceleration scalp. I wasn't even looking at it, but I was just seeing the buy side imbalance and just felt more keen to take a quick scalp there. But we broke beneath these trend dots. We're still maintaining this super trend on the 30-second to the bullish nature. Can we break it and break the cloud? The cloud is starting to curve here, but still quite thick. The thickness is volume weighted in nature, so this is a large amount of buy volume here. Buys can also represent squeezed shorts that are popped, which is why we look at this HIPOTHETICAL platform. Link for that is also a 14-day free trial, link in the description. Very solid platform because you can zoom in, see candles, zoom out, see candles, zoom in, and see all the contracts. So it removes guessing. So they just took back 600 sell side there from the inducement of 214 buys up in the 895 region. We saw that cluster glowing here because I set the indicator to glow above a certain level, so that's kind of where I took that without looking at Momentum Master for that scalp. And this could cascade lower because we do have that 6K imbalance, so it just could keep going a little bit as a ABC down more. We are at the value area high at 860. If I zoom out here on the hourly, we'll show you where all that stuff is. Point of control at 780. Value area low at 717, value area high, which we're currently above at 860, so coming back to the value area high. VWAP all the way down at 774. At some point you like to come back and kiss VWAP. We did that during the hour of power and then surged out, but coming back again would not be strange to think. Previous VWAP is here. Previous VWAP value also at the 800 region. We have one from 2 days ago up at 926. I like that it has multiple VWAPs. Without me asking it to do that, it does that. It's pretty cool. Hopefully my friend can meet up with the programmers of HIPOTHETICAL. When you see a lot of blue, consider shorting. When you see a lot of red, consider longing. So that's seeing this blue and this 6K and just 248 induced in that blue right there gave me this urge to go short, which is why I took it without really looking at Momentum Master. But Momentum Master also had that flame here. This flame on Optima is bearish divergence on some money flow indicators. We're starting to get this cloud rejection on the 30-second. We talked about bursting through the cloud in the super trend and this thinning. So you could bearishly retest this for a continuation to the downside here. We are entered into lunchtime. Price action gets a little bit spicy sometimes at lunch as the interns come out from under their desk and get control of the algo. I'm not. There's Rainier, you can share your link to the free Discord in here. I don't mind. If you want to get him into the free Discord, that's cool. It's the first step, at least, to communicating outside of this YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping in, by the way. So do we reject off of this cloud? It's starting to curve, and we talk about this curvature, right? So the curvature is your first sign of the momentum shifting. This is why it's called momentum master. And if you can't get back above these trend dots, then you're kind of destined to fulfill this C wave down. There's no guarantees in life or trading, but that's why we have these monitors and these insinuations. Okay. And the 1 minute over here, that's where we bounced off of the thick cloud on the 1 minute, because everything's fractal in nature. So the 1 minute cloud saying, what about me though? I'm not done yet. And that's what causes the B wave. How high does the B wave go is anyone's guess, but this 30-second cloud is saying we stop here. Not really seeing some bearish divergence. I'd like to see another hit up to the highs while making a lower high on the oscillator, and that would be a juicier fatigue idea for me, because the 1 minute is mighty thick still. 4 minute is still thick. Come on, cat. My cat was all alone all day, so she's a little bit frazzled, like, why'd you leave me alone? Here's my card from the biohazard thing. You are dead. I got to the third stage. We fought a boss after we got the code, and then I got in a train car and the boss attacked the train car. I saw a button. I was considering pushing the button. I should have pushed the button to probably fire something at the boss. Should have trusted my gut, just like I did for the code to get us to stage 2. So we're coming back beneath the dark cloud here and holding the dark cloud. Remember, in the wise words of Peyton, idiot boxes are B waves. So until we can make something out of here, come on, cat, don't make noise and wake people up, please. Let's go look at the contracts real quick. And this is why I choose to remain flat, so I don't impose my will into the charts. I don't care where it goes. It could go up from here, it could go down from here. I don't have a stake in the matter. I took my ticks and I'm out. Give me a second, I gotta let this cat out. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so the 6K that we touched the precipice on, we came back and we're back at 4K imbalance for the session. Just watching what the session delta means and the delta volume and all this stuff, it's a very key insight. What's behind the candles, you know. You see a lot of buys at the tops of candles and sells at the bottom. You think that the entire candle is mostly buy, which makes it green, right? But the majority happen at the top, and then that's what causes the reversal. And the majority of sells happen at the bottom, which causes the reversal back up. It's quite fascinating. So you can see this entire hour candle to my left here, and you see all the contracts inside that previous hour. Now we're making a new hour with newer numbers inside at the lunch hour. I think we're gonna just play the lunch hour and then we'll be out. So we'll give you another 50 minutes of narration. I'm not gonna push it. I gotta do a Bitcoin update in the morning before I go to work anyway, so wonder how Bitcoin's faring. Most likely went consolidation mode went back up into the 50x pools or something. Getting some sells here, so the sells in this hour could become fuel to go higher if it holds this range. It's not accelerating to the downside, it's kind of playing with the sells and staying above them, so it's inducing sell side and or stopping out the aggressive mini player longs, saying no, 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 giving them that indecision. We're back above 5K buy side imbalance. Coming back above the cloud, so this negated itself the moment you came above these trend dots and start coming back above this cloud, and this angle is now changing. Still thin, mind you, but the 1 minute and the super trend on the 1 minute is giving you that edge. If we came under the value area high, would you personally usually expect a rotation down to the value area low? There is no usually. We rotate between them, and we could have already done that for the day because we came to the value area low basically 2 hours prior to the pre-market, and then we came back up the value area high, at least coming back to the point of control and the VWAP. I can agree with that. So coming down to the VWAP would be a reasonable thing before sessions end, but there are no guarantees. Once again, we did get that kiss off of the VWAP before we surged up, so that could have been your test off the VWAP. Point of control, VWAP. They could have, but with this acceleration up here, there is some gaps most likely occur inside it. Most notably down in this region at 49. And this is just becoming a B wave. Now you're getting the shift from blue to purple here, the thinning of the cloud. Here's the thinning of the cloud. Came back beneath that dot here. Is too fast for us to react to. Cross down of the indecision doji on the 4 minute and cross down event on the 4 minute now starting to occur on the baselines. What are the baselines? They are your first sign of reversal, signified by this DNA helix. Starting to get that on the 4 minute here, and hasn't closed yet. Closes in 1:20. So when this closes, do we close in indecision with the indecision doji? It is a Heikin Ashi candle, so when you get this indecision after and then a cross up, you could see this acceleration in that direction for the baseline. Starting to break that cloud on the 1 minute here. Starting to come back into the 2000 contracts here. We took 211 in sell side down there. Most likely longs induced up on the B wave. So this cross down is confirmed in 26 seconds on the 4 minute, and they give you, for what they're worth, a decent play. So you had a cross down event here, it played to the downside, cross up played to the upside, cross down played down a little bit, cross up played up a lot. So if you just play the cross ups and the cross downs on these higher time frames, yeah, you can see some decent ideas. It all depends on how you slide in and how much drawdown you're willing to hold and what narratives you're looking to fulfill. So this cloud is now shifting to the downside here on the 30-second, and we are beneath it, now creating bearish trend dots on the 30-second, coming beneath the 1 minute cloud here. Let's zoom into the cloud to give a bit more fidelity to the image. And acceleration, you had this cross down event of the baseline. Speaking of baselines here on the 1 minute, and we've just seen some acceleration beneath that. So the ABC that we initially projected was true. This A, B, C. Are you going to see it to fruition down at the 45s and reclaim this 130 ticks that we took earlier? So the cross down event on the 4 minute is confirmed. If we come up, let's go see what the contracts are looking like. I'm not trying to give back anything that I took thus far, so I'm trying to be very careful in my entries here. That was a nice 100 contract sells that entered here. Yeah, they have this like Universal Studios is the place to go in Japan around this season for Halloween. They have a lot of zombies coming and stuff in the night. Alright, so getting across up on the 32nd, this could be a bearish retest of some kind. The bearish super trend level is at the 886 region. The angle of the 1 minute cloud starting to fade from that nice 2 o'clock angle of momentum, starting to slightly curve here in a manner like this. Still thick, but you could be seeing the beginnings of a fatigue and a bearish retest of some kind, where you come back and you kiss it and you continue. If you create an idiot box and go sideways on it. The 4 minute baseline starting to give you these indecisions. No acceleration, no hammers to the downside just yet. So right now we're at the point of the pattern where it is the trap. So you had the shift in structure down here. You had like a shift and a pullback, and then you had some strength to the move, and now you're inducing a trap which leads to failure, and then we drop. So where does that trap leave us, and where do we start to find that failure to the other side of the equation? We're back above this 30-second cloud. It gave you what it was worth from 885 down to 57, a good $30 drop. Getting a cross up cascade on the 1 minute. That's why I don't open in the beginning. If I can catch this at the top here as it comes back into the trend dot, and I'm sensing it with some bearish divergence or something, then I feel a little bit more secure in the short. But getting it as the leg already reclaimed like 600 contracts, not my cup of tea to try to like short bottoms like that, even though it may just be the start of a bigger dump. You know what I mean? I want that like acceleration immediately on entry. Call me selfish, but I just like profit right away. So we're back to the 4K imbalance in buy side. We came to the 6K with this nice little 214 inducement. I took that for a short little scalp to the downside, and then got stopped in profit. Now we're coming back up again. So we have one hit to the high. Technically this B could be a D wave now. The C could have given you just all of that, and now you're getting this D play out. You just got to be able to pivot on a dime. That cross, somebody said it best, I think it was also Peyton, that if you see the cross up event, unless you like giving money back, you should consider changing positions at that time. So the cross up events will take your money, if you're in a short, will give that money back. So you're getting the 4-minute one, but that doesn't mean it always plays out immediately. You could have an extended M pattern before it plays out. Extended M's go like this and do one last squeeze up to the top and come down. We're coming back around this cloud again. Let's go see what the contracts look like. Seeing a mixture of both sell and buys here. No clear definition. Not like this one with that buy inducement that brought us above 6K. A lot of sells here actually in this hour candle. If you look at the hour here, if we zoom into this hour, there's a lot more sells down here than buys. So we could be using that sell side on the hourly to surge up to the create a little bit of a support structure to head up to that fair value gap. We're above the trend dots on the 4-minute. We haven't even broken and put candles beneath them yet. So this cloud is mighty thick. Still, the upside curvature of the 4 shows no signs of abating just yet. You do have that insinuation of some potential fatigue. And essentially big idiot box here, but you could play it for the aggressive plays if you have a proper ATM strategy in mind. Oof, gave it all back. Okay, looking at Renko's noise reduction system. We have relatively equal lows here that it could come down to sweep at 850. Coming up the highs, you have 900, and the range we have something at 935. The pivot high at 15K. I've seen it come back to the settlement lines a lot. There's a settlement line here at 714, so coming back to this at some point with the VWAP idea would make sense. That was a nice little trap to the downside here. I'm gonna remove some of these older ideas. So we got this cloud idea on the 1-minute. And this is the beauty of the cascading 4-minute suppression of the baseline, saying no to that entire candle and turning it into a wick. No, and then the water flows down the mountain. It's all about just watching how the momentum shifts slowly, and it's not as exact as you would think, but it does give you those insinuations over time, and they lead to lower lows, and it's just like water flowing down a mountain. Don't need patterns. Patterns are tertiary to the momentum and the liquidity and the math. The 3 pillars of trading, in my humble opinion: liquidity, momentum, and math. Patterns are just humans' egos imposing linear structures onto abstract flowing charts that flow. lines don't exist in nature. So the trend lines and all that is a lie. Everything flows and undulates momentum. All right. For idiot boxing, you could have played this light cloud to light cloud, from trend dot to trend dot, trend dot to trend dot. You're just in this range, this idiot box, this consolidation, just above this trend-based fib level. We're coming back above the 4-minute trend dot here. Are we going to get another wick up? This is the third hit to the high. You have one hit here, second here. How does this third hit treat you? We have this disparity on the money flow in the RSI here, which I went overlooked, and it became this bearish divergence and came down. The 1 minute cloud starting to thin here, and we are beneath it. You could be bearishly retesting this with the idea of the suppression of the 4 minute. Doesn't seem strange to think. The 50 SMA on the Renko is about where we're at. If you're going to get that inversion ABC on the Renko 8 bar, that would be where you would have it. Let's go look at the contracts one last time for the liquidity. 4K. We're at the value area high here. Boop, boop, boop. So it looks like the lunchtime model that they're implementing is a basically range bound algorithm, and this is your range essentially from here to here. So we're just idiot boxing in this range from 857 to 895, making lower highs each time and lower lows. Clouds starting to shift here on the 1 minute. It's turning thin and purple. Do we get a buy side grab into a fading wick as the 4 minute cascades us further down? Let's see. Some buy side induced here. 220 contracts. Buy side inducement. Coming higher. Alright, we'll take this. Let's see. Fourth trade. Well, technically the first one had some weird glitch that stopped us out, but we're going to take that and see if there's some acceleration here. Come on, accelerate. 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 Yes. Success. S-U-C-C-E-S-S. That is how you spell success. And that was 20 ticks there for the live accounts, and accelerating down further. And that's how we set it up. You see the thinning cloud, and I would like to see it cascade even further, but you know, I'm not going to sweat if it knocks me out, which it did in profit. Profit is profit. Wait, what? Why did it go all the way? And you could see this kind of surge up too, so that's why I'm like, I just see it in that moment in time, and then overall it cascades higher or lower, I don't know. but I just see this kind of shift and I'm expecting it to come lower, but that could be just a trap too. So we took it for what it's worth. Let me just make sure the account's flat, because it does that so quick sometimes that it leaves an account open. So we're good. All right. The Replikanto Copy Trader link also in the description. You got a 20% off code for that. Pretty good. They have this nice flat all button, which is good in a pinch. Sometimes the stop loss moves too quickly on one account and then leaves the other accounts open. So you always should check that, get in the habit habitually. We're reclaiming the cloud here on the 30-second. The meandering weakness of the 1 minute is lingering with the 4 hour, or 4 minute rather, kind of insinuating a wick at some point. I saw the ATAS contracts coming to 227 buy side, so I took that for the 20 ticks it gave, but now it's just coming to more buy side, which is why I don't keep a biased viewpoint. I don't impose my will. I take what it gives and get out. I want acceleration from my entry, so at least it's a win even if I lose. So I lost technically in the theory of it accelerating 100 ticks down here, but I won overall, so who cares? Who cares if it pays in the end? And you're getting about 100, and that could just be another buy side to stop out the minis players, because people enter with minis into heavy scale, so they just like wreck their accounts on small little surges like that if they're over leveraged. We're just being frugal with the micros here. The overall thing on the, basically on this hour, we have a lot of sells here. So we had this huge inducement of the buys and or stopping of the shorts in buy side, and then we're coming back to test how many of those longs are taking profit and or more sells to possibly send it higher. So we did outline a fair value gap confluence region up here to be wary of. So we're getting indecision on the 4 minute. No acceleration. Acceleration, what do I mean by that? Well, in Heiking Ashi, you have no wick on the bottom with the bull hammer, bull hammer, bull hammer, bull hammer. This is the type of acceleration you need to see for the cross-up event to be genuine right away. But we're seeing cross down, indecision, indecision, indecision. So we've seen 3 indecision. So we could have that extended M3 hit to the high idea. Power of 3s is a thing. We'll just delete that for now. We're trying to flirt with the bearish super trend level again. Oh, how cute. You're flirting with the super trend. ES opposite to NQ on lower time frame. ES making higher highs. Thank you, JT. Kissing off the cloud here. That kiss is some acceleration to possibly take higher here. Wait, what are we seeing? Not really liking the buy side here, but you could see some acceleration. Give me a second. Yeah, it is kind of idiot boxing, but I'm not going to give it back here. Cloud is starting to curve up here. You're making these trend dots, starting to invert the cloud here, breaking the super trend perhaps. This you are getting a bull hammer on the 4 minute with this last candle. It's creating indecision yet again though. Coffee break. Let's go to 2 minute. I haven't checked the 2 minute in a bit. 2 minute had this cross down event, starting to break the trend dot zone, which happens to be this super trend on the 30-second. Get some flying away stacks here. So they're essentially, once again, reminder, this hour seems to just be a range bound trend dot to trend dot play, scalpers mode, distribution perhaps, and or reaccumulation. I don't try to have a bias, but once again, we did note this fair value gaps and 236 of the bearish nature that needs to be upheld for bearishness to continue. Below 236 and candles closing with conviction beneath that would be bearish, and reclaiming that fair value gap and heading lower. So are we starting to reaccumulate at these low trend dot zones? And who knows? Booyah. The shadow knows. The shadow. Vajra Kilaya. Alright, so let's see. You know, it's one of the cool forms of Buddhism that most people don't know. Vajra Kilaya. Here we go. Vajra Kilaya. It is a deity that is vengeful in nature. It is not about, it's about transcend. It's the wrathful form of Buddhism. I like it because it destroys obstacles and hostile forces to compassion. So people that are douches basically will get their comeuppance in karmic debt, which they will have to pay back. So I like that idea. Rather than just turning the other cheek, you know that there's this entity that sends them negative energy. And that's what this guy is. It's a little Tibetan dagger for you from Tibet. And you hold it like this, and you can focus the negative energy out onto an individual or individuals, and they will receive that curse. It's kind of like a way of keeping an even keel, knowing that you could cast aside some negative energy onto those who deserve it. Can't all be, there's no such thing as all positive. Even the sun has a shadow on it, so you might as well understand how to embody the shadow. The shadow knows. And that's where the movie The Shadow, you know, the movie The Shadow, also has a fun reference with a Furba dagger. This is in that movie, surprisingly enough. So they knew about it. Interesting little tidbit, Vajrakilaya Buddhism. All right, so we're starting to break. It's getting some bear. We had a surge up here with a lower high. Starting to see this fatigue on the 1 minute cloud. Is it coming to fruition? We're getting a lot of wacky wicks here. We're staying out of this chop personally. Need to see some. This is why we call it the idiot box, because it's like if you're playing in this, you're kind of a, you know, the first word of the box. So we saw it with certain plays and we were lucky, but generally it's better to wait for some displacement or surge up and bearish divergence of some kind. Once again, reclaiming the cloud. So this cloud is overall fading here. So if anyone was in there long, they were taking profits in this region. But we're on the 4 minute, once again, holding, getting this indecision doji on the above the trend dot on the 4-minute. Cloud still pointing up in a manner here. That fair value gap talking to me right now. I mean, we had all the time in the world to accelerate to the downside. You're making higher lows too with the trend dots in the bearish nature. Let's go look at the contracts once again. So you had 144 and 108 sell side entered in the last 6 minutes. So that could be some shorts that they use as a pool to go up to the buy side on. Or they could be completely accurate traders for all we know, for their perfect entry of their short. Starting to break beneath the value area high. I was that idiot once upon a time. Oh yeah, I think, you know, I was that idiot like yesterday when I was like trying to play in the chop with the lag I was experiencing on NinjaTrader. I should have just thankfully I put the accounts away after that, and then I made it all back and then some. So those Bullenox are just, I can punt them to get past now. So it's all good in the hood, but it was frustrating for sure. That's why it's like the neutral default being flat is very, it's very copacetic. It's very peaceful. So starting to see a potential bear hammer here beneath the trend dot on the 4-minute here. Do we accelerate here to the downside? This could be the trap being laid. Let's try it. This is not generally where I would like to short, but if it accelerates right away, then we're correct. If it doesn't, then we're going to get out quickly. Get out quickly if it does not do it. No? You're going to accelerate, you're going to bounce off the 200 SMA here, or are you going to... Alright, we're out. Gave back 14 ticks there. That was the first loss for the evening. I wasn't liking the non-acceleration nature of it. I wanted to see it break and start to accelerate below. Why did I do that? Well, this bear hammer Heikin Ashi on the 4-minute was what, and I could have just been spooked and it could continue, but I'd like to see acceleration immediately. Like I said, call me weird, but I like to be right away. Especially if I'm getting the entry down here for a short, you know what I mean? Bounced off of the 50 SMA here on the 16 bar. Could be making that idea. If you're not short, then maybe you're long. Can you give you the 13 ticks back? Or ooh. That's not good. We're gonna give it back. All right, here for it, here for it, here for it. Good acceleration, I like it. That was a little bit sloppy of an entry, but beggars can't be choosers. We made it back. Yeah. Bounce off the 50 SMA of the 16 bar. The 200 on the 8 bar here was the play if we didn't break it. Now we're coming back cross up event of the 32nd. We're going to get kicked out into profit if it retraces even the slightest, because I like to lock in things as they occur. I'd like to see acceleration quick. Quick, quick, quick. Spring the trap, please. Go. Yes, yes, yes. I'd like to see it. 40 ticks. And then that pays for that loser we just took, looking for the acceleration break. We only took that 11-point damage, and now we're taking 50, 60 ticks back. And that's how you have this like quick reaction. Quick, quick, quick. And then we're out. Boom. Now we're up 150 for the day. I could call it here, to be honest with you. That's pretty good. For 6 trades, one of them had a glitch or something that stopped us out break even right away. So it's technically 5 trades. It was 4 out of 5. We'll just call it that, 4 out of 5. 150 bucks across the live accounts. We are taking these to the payout zone. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is mandated by heaven. So stupid to say. It's the same thing, same logic that allows people to pollute and dump fecal matter in Philippine oceans and dump plastic and radioactive water and blame Japan for it. Yeah, the CCP sucks. And that was a nice acceleration, and if you had a runner, congratulations, you're still up. One thing I'm noticing here on the money flow being above the RSI, could be getting a fatigue at some point. This is a potential stop hunt. Let's go ahead and see the contracts of a toss. Now back to, that was some induced shorts right there. That's why I keep those losers short and sweet. Like, get out, get out, get out. This sell side in the hour, I keep reminding myself, like, this is a lot of red and not going down. So this red is like a cushion. If these are shorts, if this sell side is shorts, that allows them to drift higher. Let me repeat that. You see a lot of red in bottom ideas. So like down here, you see a lot of red, and then we surge up, create a lot of blue, and then we're coming to get the red back. So if we bounce off of this red, then this red is becoming either the buyers taking their profit, which allows them to drift into whatever shorts are in here. So yeah, unless we can accelerate through this as if it doesn't matter, this is looking like a support structure at the value area high right now, up into that fair value gap. This is just me noticing these things. I'm not biased per se. I'm just interesting things that make you go the fair value gap, this 236, and we keep kind of playing with the idea of like not going lower. Higher low, higher low, higher high slightly. Micro shift here. That indecision on the 4 minute. We had this bull hammer that turned into a indecision, and now we're seeing bull hammers up. This is where you're seeing that acceleration. No bottom wick here on the Heikin Ashi. So we're getting that extended M coming right back above this trend dot on the 4 minute. It was only school fees. Make money? What was only school fees? What are you talking about? Sorry, I don't understand. It was only school fees. Ah, you mean to lose trades and stuff? Yeah. It's like, it's all, there's no failure, only feedback. That's one of the things I have in the Discord under the mindset options here. Here. Turning failure into feedback. Identify the problem, attitude, or belief. Identify its physiology and rep system activity. And then you sort the problematic belief by rep systems at the corresponding eye position. This just tells you how to reprogram your mind, basically. And we give you the PDF for that. It's pretty cool. If you're so inclined. This is one of those little beliefs that I have at my desk. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. And I firmly believe that it is true. Because the universe boils down to an image that was conjured up by a sorcerer, the source of all sources, and we're all inextricably linked to that source. So we are the sorcerer itself in some way, the conjurer of madness and dust. As I focus my intent out to those who deserve it, and they know who they are. Oh, they do. And that's how you can keep even keel, because you know it comes back. It's like in Japanese they call it inga oho. It's like what goes around comes around. It just comes back. It's an energy flow. You can't escape it. That's why I say thank you for coming on into live in this eternal moment of which we are all inextricably and inexorably linked. So there's no way around that. We're getting the cloud bounce idea. This could be your entry for a nice long play. No, not financial advice. I'm just saying I've seen that thing happen before with the cloud bounce before. Let's see if the cloud bounce does it. Do we have this math lining up here in a microstructure way? Let's go see equilibrium. Yeah. Am I going to take it? Okay. Scared money. Don't make no money. 7. So this will be 6 out of 7 if it plays out. If it doesn't accelerate quickly, I may cut it. It should bounce off of that point, but I guess not. No. Giving it back the previous 30 ticks from the other runner. It's going to stop us out. That was a first full stop loss. So let's see what that damage brought us down to. Oh, sub 100. So we get back 30 bucks on that. Is what it is. Let's go to the deep retrace idea. Cloud bounce idea of a thinning 1 minute at the top of the range with buy side liquidity imbalance. Not the most convicted long, to say the least. But that's why it's a tight stop. And then the runners do their thing to pay us back. So that was 5 out of 7. We took an 11 tick stop and a full 30 tick stop, so we lost 40 ticks total. I think we gained more than that in total off the other trades, obviously, because we're in profit. But seeing a 706 bounce here, potential 786, deeper retrace, a little ABC within that. As we approach the hourly candle close, 3 minutes until lunch is over and the interns go back under their desk. Goodbye, interns. And they hand it back over to the firms that control the algorithm. Range-bound price action complete. Range-bound price action. This could have been your extended M. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits technically to the high here. Just making sure it adds up and it's not delayed like yesterday. Okay, it's the same. Okay, good. So they requited 1,000 contracts there in sell side. 420 taken back in that last 2 minutes. Nope, not holding. $786 bounce for the win. Let's see. This will be my last trade for the night. Oh, I forgot to hit the button. 8. So it would be 6 out of 8. It would be 7 if it plays out. Yes, it was only screw face. Yeah, nice. All right, so come on. Let's get a little bit more acceleration here, please. To the upside, preferably. I'm getting some sell-off wicks. At the cloud, not liking it. No acceleration here. Oof. No, it's going to take another full stop. This is going to be the second full loss, perhaps. Yep. At this point, no wishful thinking. It already accelerated beyond that 10 tick zone, and then it hit us out. Boom. All right, well, we gave back about nearly $100 out of 150, and we had 5 out of 8. We had 2 losses at the end there. We're going to call it quits while we were ahead, and we will thank you for coming on into the live. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same